Hi, welcome back to our Paint by Number video tutorial series. I'm Rachel Austen, founder of Elle Crée Paint by Number Kits, and in this episode we're going to go over my favorite ways to fine-tune your paint by number canvas to make it truly wall-worthy. So you've completed both coats of each color and you're technically finished with your painting. It's looking pretty good, but if you're like me, you may be thinking to yourself, this could stand to be cleaned up just a little bit. So this is actually one of my favorite parts of painting our kits. For starters, there might be a few places or a particular color where you can still see the lines and numbers. We know that sometimes lighter colors and also reds just don't cover as well as others, so just go ahead, put another coat or two right on top of the lines and numbers that are still showing, and that's going to improve the look of your painting right away. And then in the process of painting your first two coats of paint, you inevitably will have veered outside the lines just enough that some of your points have become less precise, and now's the time to do a little cleanup, especially where different color zones meet to achieve nice clean lines between the colors. And in this case, there's a little bit of dried paint that is outside of the lines on the canvas. So I'm gonna just do a little smoothing out with the brush. It really doesn't matter if you end up outside the lines. It's more important that the lines look nice and smooth and intentional. So you can go ahead and just invent your own line and no one will be the wiser. There are a few kits that have extra instructions at the end about applying dots of paint with the opposite end of your paintbrush, the tip rather than the bristle end. Some of these kits include Frida with Flowers, our Eiffel Tower kit, our Hellebore and Vase kit, our Cacti and Bowl kit. There's many of them. So in those cases, I always make sure I've applied both coats of paint first, in addition to any cleanup I want to do before dabbing the dots of paint on as instructed. And you'll notice that when you first dab the paint, it forms stiff peaks. But as the dots dry, they settle a little bit and level while still adding some texture to your painting. A few of our kits recommend using a toothpick for this part because of the size of the dots. One of the other final touches you can add to your painting is your signature. I like to use my 5/0 brush, that's the tiny one, and shape the tip with a little water. And then pick a paint color that doesn't contrast too much with the background because you don't actually want your signature to be stealing focus from your painting itself. And then I just paint some thin lined initials. And in the worst case scenario, if I don't like how it looks, I just wipe the paint off with a moist cotton swab. I can try it again, or I can just leave it as is without a signature at all. So you've done it, your masterpiece is complete. And now how do you display it? Well, you've got several options for how to display your finished canvas, and I'm gonna show you a few of those now. You can use a standard 8x10 frame. I like to find old vintage frames at a thrift store. And here's a pro tip. Take your measuring tape with you so you know what size frame you're looking at. Another option is to display your finished painting on a clipboard, either just on its own or resting on an easel, and you can set up a sweet little vignette of items around it. I also love these 9-inch wooden magnetic picture hanger frames. These are made by a woman-owned company out of Utah called Hanger Frames, and they work really well for displaying our 8x10 canvas. Thanks for following along with our paint by number tutorial series. If you've got other questions you'd like me to answer about how to get the most out of your project, just put them in the comments below. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe to our channel. And if you're ready for your next kit, make sure to use our returning customer loyalty coupon, which should have been emailed to you if you purchased through our website. Or if you're a first-time customer, click the link in the description to join our email list so you don't miss out on your own access to exclusive coupons available only to our subscribers. Here at Elle Crée, we believe that anyone can be an artist and that everyone should have the experience of creating art, whether or not you consider yourself an artist or not. So I hope you're enjoying our paint by number kits and tapping into your creative side. Happy painting, everyone! Hi, welcome back to our paint by number video tutorial series. In this episode, I'm gonna start over. Yeah, welcome back to our paint by number video tutorial series. Tutorial series. I don't know why it's so hard.